Okay, whatever.
We stand ready to fight at your side against the Blight, Warden. Ferelden has never seen an army such as you will command. You will see. At your order, Warden. Naught but our claws and teeth. Tend to your other
What do you wish of me? If you must. Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be? You mean, is she truly the... Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the Chastened still tell of my... Ah, I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire. As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian, many centuries. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord, who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed. The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge. Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies. The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began. The demon within her has transformed her into something else. I only know my mother is clever, and she is but she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough. You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed, so should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too. The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well. How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery, I suspect, even to her. I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all. Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious, nevertheless. I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? Word out of the Brazilian forest has it that... And that's not it, either. I hear some of these beasts actually came out of the forest. It's like the time of Dane... That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's been another clash of forces, this time north of Lothering. Both the Benorn and... From the sounds of it, I think the forces accidentally crossed. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it. There's terrible news. The band was utterly... That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. The blight sickness brought by the dark spawn is spread. From what I hear, there's an outbreak in the elven alienage in the city. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Van Serlek has announced he's siding with the throne. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. There's a nasty rumour going around that the Grey Wardens are evil, and that they were getting upset, see? That there was no use... That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Harald Urien wasn't truly killed at Ostergar. His son, Lord Von, hired Antivan crows to kill his father before he ever reached the battlefield, only to first be killed by a mob of elves himself. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Tern Logain has announced that whatever happened to Ban Bronick will happen. There's a lot of folks. Seems like more. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for... Unless he sold the young Orlesian woman that married Arl Eamon, I hear tell she tried to poison her husband so she could marry his brother. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow.
Yep, that's exactly
I don't know what to
happened.
tell you. No. Are you sure I can't interest you? I'm sure you'll be...
Alright, let's dump some of this junk.